I'm going to do a tier list of the best picture winners since 2001. I have not seen, I thought I'd seen more of these because when I thought of the idea to do this, I was like, oh, they win one best picture. I've seen so many of those from the past little while. I must have seen most of them since 2000, but I have not seen Gladiator, A Beautiful Mind, Million Dollar Baby, Slumdog Millionaire, Crash, American Beauty, The Artist, or 12 Years a Slave. I thought I'd say more of them. But alas, this is since the 2000s, Best Picture winners, and then I'll just spiritually add Coda in the end. So first, I feel like I've seen some of these so long ago. I watched Argo probably like 7 years ago. I remember liking it, not loving it. Apparently it's not terribly accurate to whatever happened. But it was well made. I didn't have many grudges with it. I mean, I feel like if it's going to win Best Picture, like barely any of them are going to be in terrible. But Argo, out of the other ones that are here, was just one of the less fantastic. It was just like in the middle. It was like, I'm going to reserve perfect to a specific few that I think I know I'm going to put there. Argo is going to go in bad. Not to say that it's bad. Just to say that it's, you know what, I'm going to change this up. Meh. And then actually bad. Oh. I don't think anything is actually going to go in actually bad. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll have to switch it up. Okay. Birdman. I remember a lot of people thinking it was fine. I know my dad watched it. He was like, eh. It's like, it's one shot. Cool. I think that Birdman was great. I like Birdman. I think Michael Keaton's great. I like the edginess to it. I think it's funny when he's floating, meditating. Man, I should rewatch it again. But I remember watching it and just like, yeah, being completely in it. I did really like it personally. And I was happy that it won that year. So I'm going to go great. Chicago, a musical. Renee Zellweger, she's great. Love Renee. I remember it felt very theatrical because it is based on a play, a musical. And yeah, I mean, the music's great in Chicago. I think that in general, the story's like, it's fine. It's all right. I think I'm going to put it in okay. I do think Birdman is, I prefer Birdman more. I know that might be a hot take because I do know a lot of people do like Chicago. But hey, that's what it is. Okay, The Departed. Ooh, The Departed is a hard one because I know there are some other ones in here that I'm like very much a huge fan of. And Departed is just, it's such a classic. Like, I'm debating putting it in perfect, but I think it's going to go in the top of great. Oh, I feel so bad putting Birdman and The Departed in the same tier. But I'm going to do it. The end of Departed is crazy. Leonardo DiCaprio. Put it in iconic. I want to make like a different tier. Here, you know what? We'll switch it up a little. We'll go iconic. That's a good idea. Iconic, okay. You know what? Good, okay, meh. I'm going to move this up, actually. It's definitely not just meh. All right. Departed is iconic. I agree. Definitely more iconic than Birdman. And then Green Book goes in meh, because that was the one that was going to go in meh. Honestly, watching Green Book, I remember watching it and being like, okay, this is like entertaining. It's like literally the same scene happening, though. It's like they go to a place, somebody's racist towards him, and then Viggo Mortensen's like, you know, maybe that's not good, but I do love when he eats that giant pizza. It is the definition of Oscar bait. I thought when this poster was released that it was fake, because that is the most disgusting photoshopped. Somebody just put Mahershala Ali in the back of that car. He's not actually sitting there. There's no way he's actually sitting there. Like, this poster is abysmal. Like, I despise this poster. But yeah, the movie was meh. I think that's a perfect word for Green Book. It's not a bad movie, but like that it won Best Picture is crazy. Charade poster is better, no cap. It is. Dude, the poster, charade poster is top tier poster. Emma killed it. All right. Hurt Locker. I think, honestly, I do like the Hurt Locker a lot. Jeremy Renner's great in it. And I remember it being very tense. Again, I saw it a very, very long time ago. I'm debating between... Oh, did I put God instead of good? That's why you said God at that one point. I didn't even notice. Good and iconic is what I'm debating between. I do like these kind of war movies where it's not just focusing on just the grand conflict, because some of those ones like Hacksaw Ridge is just like a little it's too much sometimes, and then it's better to focus on the humans in it. And this one, it's like such an interesting job too. I am going to put it in, I think it is pretty iconic. Catherine Bigelow's great. The King's Speech. I remember this one being a little more decisive. Very typical Oscar baity as well. Colin Firth, great performance. I'll give it to him. I did like him a lot. I Have a Voice. And yeah, I agree. It's going to go in good or okay. I think based on the tier of these ones, I think, yeah, I do still like Argo and Chicago. I like King's Speech as well. The right side is lower, so I'm putting King's Speech below Argo. Okay, moving on. Lord of the Rings is, of course, going in perfect. Like, there's no doubt about that. No, it's not going in iconic. It's going in perfect. Because, yeah, that trilogy is perfect. That trilogy is the craziest. It's so long. Like 9-10 hours of just amazing fantasy. Like, it's just, when you think of epic, this is definitive epic cinema. And I know that might be a genre you study in. I know there's like epic theater. Maybe there's epic cinema as like a study, but this is just when I think of the word epic, it's Lord of the Rings. Because, like, yeah, Lord of the Rings are some of everybody's favorite movies, and deservedly so. Because, yeah, they were just such an event. Every second year. Was it every second year? Getting a Lord of the Rings film. Of course, I was just a 1-year-old child, but I need to rewatch it. I've seen it maybe like 4 times in my lifetime. I think I'm due for another 10-hour Lord of the Rings marathon. Okay, Moonlight. I am a big La La Land fan. I was rooting for La La Land. Moonlight, I do love the segmented stories. The poster is wonderful. I do love the poster. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. What can I say? I don't think it's iconic. I don't think people think of it as iconic in the general populace. But hey. I was disappointed La La Land didn't win, but if anything was going to beat it, hey, I'm glad it's Moonlight. Moonlight was great, yeah. Really liked Moonlight. No Country for Old Men. Debatably, I like it better than Lord of the Rings, which is very hot, steamy take. But man, I love the Coen brothers so much. I love No Country for Old Men. I remember I've seen this maybe like 3 times in my life. The first time I was like, thought it was like an action Western movie. And I watched it when I was maybe in like grade 10. And then I watched it and I remember just being so enthralled with it. Like, the scene that is the most memorable is when he's in the hotel room and he puts the money in the vent and then he used the coat hanger to try to get it. And it's like so suspenseful. It's so quiet. You can hear every sound of what he's doing. Like, oh. Him with the coin. Call it. Well, I need to know what I stand to win. You analyze that scene for sound design? Oh. Yeah, it's literally the scene that I think of first when I think of this movie. It's an incredible scene. Yeah, I'm very happy that you chose that scene because, yeah, man, I can't say enough good things about No Country for Old Men. I do concur that is up there as a perfect movie. I loved it. Okay, Nomadland. I like Nomadland a lot. It's very modern, and it's great to see just that world in that movie. I'm gonna put it in good as well. Maybe right in the middle, sandwiched between Birdman and Moonlight. I think I would. I do like Moonlight a bit more, but I like Nomadland. I was happy that it's won. It was a 2000 COVID year, so maybe comparatively to other movies, it was like, yeah, not as incredible as some other Best Picture winners, but yeah, I thought it was good. I do love me some Frances McDormand, a Coen Brothers staple, even though this was not a Coen Brothers movie. But I do like Chloe Zhao's filmmaking because I, unlike many people, I like the Eternals. I like the Eternals quite a bit. I like the more thought-provoking ideas of what they do, and just like the ideas behind humanity, and is it worth saving and preserving, and like thinking about those kind of arguments is fun. And I enjoyed how it was made. Less quippy jokes. I do like the character, what's her name? Sprite. I really like Sprite character because like some people were dogging on Sprite, and they were like, oh, she's so annoying. She was the worst. Her decision to help Icarus was stupid. But I'm like, she doesn't care about humans that much. She's lived her whole life looking the way she does and being uncomfortable with that. That, yeah, it makes sense that she turns on them. Because, like, her attachment to humans isn't as much as the others, right? And, I thought she was great. Why am I talking about Eternals? Okay, Parasite, which is the third and final film that will go in perfect. Because, yeah. It is the most, I think it's the most watched logged movie on Letterboxd, which is crazy. And it's just absolutely incredible. Anybody can enjoy it. Like, anybody like high school up, I would say, like, give this a watch. Doesn't matter if it's just subtitles. My brother complains that he doesn't like subtitles. And I'm telling him, like, you have to watch Parasite. I'm going to get him one point. But, like, yeah, it's just anybody can watch Parasite. It is so universal and so fun, but so dark. And, like, I love that kind of thriller. It has the weird dark twist in the basement. It's just, yeah, absolutely more than iconic. Perfect. Then we have The Shape of Water by Guillermo del Toro. I do love Guillermo. Films in Toronto a lot. Very cool. Nightmare Alley. Honestly, I like Nightmare Alley a little better than this, but I do love the entire idea of this movie. Who is it? Is Richard Jenkins in Nightmare Alley? Oh, who's the guy who's like the owner of the place in Shape of Water? He was great. Sally Hawkins is great. I was fine when this won. I remember being like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I did enjoy Shape of Water. I understand. I like the ideas behind the movie. And I love my sci-fi twists on some sci-fi fantasy twist. Like Pan's Labyrinth is incredible. That's his best movie by far. I think it's good. I think it's pretty good. Yeah. It is bestiality, but I was gonna make an excuse for it, but he seems like a human, kinda. He has the same dimensions as a human, so that's all right. Last one that I have seen here is Spotlight, and Spotlight is very well made. Spotlight is very engaging. I just don't think I love this style. Like, I'm comparing it to The Post. The Post is well made, and the tension's there. It's like these reporting kind of movies. I don't know how much I love those like reporting news kind of movies. Broadcast news, an exception. Broadcast news was so much more engaging because it had the live aspect, and then it wasn't just about whatever news story. But Spotlight, it was an important movie. But in the grand scheme of things, in all these movies, I think I would put it around okay. I don't think about Spotlight very often. I often forget that Spotlight won Best Picture. So I'm going to put it there. So I think that this is my list for now. I was happy that we added this iconic tier. No Country for Old Men is my favorite out of all of them. And then Lord of the Rings, Parasite. Those are just... Oh, those are the three where they win and you're just like, perfect. This is how it should have went. Best... Oh, I forgot to add Coda to the list. Here, let me see if I can make it like a quick graphic. Okay, so I've added Coda here. I think I agree. I would put it in probably right there. I think Birdman I would rather watch. Yeah, it's good. Honestly, no, I like where it is. It's borderline okay. But hey, that's my completed list of the Oscars from the 2000s. I guess I should get on watching these ones at the bottom that I haven't seen, but alas.